It's post-op day 8 in the evening. I didn't do a video yesterday. I was in a lot of pain. I just couldn't seem to get a handle on. I'm not sure exactly what was going on. It felt like my knee was just misaligned. I know it wasn't technically, but that's how it felt. It felt like my knee was twisted. Felt like my kneecap wasn't exactly where it should be. And I just couldn't seem to get any relief. It just was a crappy day. And then, going to bed last night, I went ahead and did, the 10 milligrams of Oxy to try and get some rest. But man, I hurt like hell. There's no other way to put it. And I didn't get to sleep until like 6 o'clock this morning. And then I'm a morning person, so when the sun started coming up, I was up. Just how my body works. So it was a rough day yesterday. Today, a little bit better. That continued, that feeling of misalignment seemed to persist into a good portion of today. I did have my first PT appointment, which was positive. I'll show you my knee here in a minute. The swelling seems to be going down. I'll show that here in a second. But the PT appointment was largely positive. Still using the walker. I was thinking that, maybe I could start coming off the walker, but they're like, no, you really need to hang on to this thing for a little bit. So swallowing my pride a little bit. The thing is that they want me to start slowing, to not rush into trying to walk well. And when I was using the walker, with or without the walker, I was limping really hard on that leg. And my physical therapist said, slow things down and just work on form more than anything else. Walk slow, but walk correctly as best you can. And so I'm working on that. The PT appointment went well. In general, I was in a few videos back, I mentioned about what that kind of range of motion is that they're looking for. I'm not sure where I got that -4, -5 degree number from. Apparently that's not a thing. They're just looking for 0 degrees, which is full extension. My physical therapist said that, I'll have 2 appointments this week. And by my next appointment on Thursday, the goal is for me to get to 10 degrees of extension, or 10 degrees of extension. And then I've already hit my target and surpassed it for flexion. They're looking for 90 degrees and I'm at 110 already. So for whatever reason, it's easier for me to push the flexion than the extension. And maybe everybody's that way. I don't know, but boy, I have a hard time with that extension, especially with the swelling. The swelling literally just kind of stops that extension from happening. And it's sore, no doubt about it. But overall, not an awful day, definitely better than yesterday. And finally, when the sun went down today, I crashed and took a couple hours to sleep, and actually slept really solid, which my body really welcomed and I needed, because mentally it was becoming kind of draining, and I didn't want to give in from my goal of using Oxy only at night. I'm not worried about addiction at all. I've used Oxy, multiple times before for surgeries. Thankfully, I don't have that problem. But just in general, being on narcotics is not good for the system. And just trying to keep it at a minimum if I can. We also had to talk about, I was planning on returning to work this week, and I'm dealing with fires, that take, an hour or less of time to kind of put out. But by and large, she's like, no, you really, I need to be doing my routines of physical therapy, trying to get in 5 sets a day. And between, like I said, those sets of physical therapy take about an hour each. And then she wants me to really elevate that leg really high. and ice for 20 minutes. And then, if at the that end of that cycle, if I need a nap or whatever to try and catch up on sleep, that's what I should be doing. So handling work as best I can. There's a few things I'm having to deal with, but by and large, everybody's been really, really understanding. So nothing really else to talk about as far as PT, other than I'm just going to flip this camera around and just show you a little update on the knee and the swelling. And that'll be it for today. I'm not going to do another one this evening. I'm definitely tired and looking forward to going to bed tonight and really hoping that I just kind of get a generalized relief from this kind of misalignment feeling. And apparently it's somewhat natural and normal. Just as that swelling comes down, my body, I guess, is noticing that things aren't aligned quite right, and so that creates some discomfort. But other than that, I'll just show you a little bit about the knee.